They race at crazy speeds, just inches from the ground, with crashes that happen in seconds and risks that never go away. Every second counts, and every mistake can be deadly. This sport looks exciting, but behind the scenes, it's full of danger, fear, and history that few people know about. How did it get this intense? The truth might leave you stunned, and it all started long ago. Forget football, forget boxing. Formula One might just be the most dangerous sport on the planet. And you're about to see why. At first glance, it looks like just another car race. Drivers in fancy suits, super fast cars zipping around smooth tracks, crowds cheering. But what if I told you these drivers are basically strapped into rockets, racing through heat waves, pulling G-forces that push their bodies to the absolute limit, all while being one crash away from disaster? Every time they turn the wheel at high speed, their body faces G-forces, up to 6 Gs. That's 6 times your body weight slamming down on you. It's like someone stacking 6 versions of yourself on your chest, again and again. For almost 2 hours straight, why would anyone put themselves through that? Because Formula One is more than just a race. It's war at 300+ kilometers per hour. A war where the battlefield is high-speed corners, tight braking zones, and tracks that leave no room for error. The origins of this madness go back over a century. The first Grand Prix happened in France in 1906, and back then, it wasn't even about speed. It was about endurance, driving from one city to another on rough roads, often for 24 hours straight. Yes, a full day behind the wheel, non-stop. Things only got crazier from there. By 1950, Formula One became an official world championship. There were just 7 races that season. Now, there are over 20 races spread across the globe. These aren't just fast cars. They're the most advanced machines in motorsport history. Built by companies like Mercedes, Red Bull, and Ferrari, they're packed with cutting-edge tech designed to shave off milliseconds. Because in F1, even half a second can be the difference between winning and hitting a wall. And speaking of walls, what happens when something goes wrong? That's where the real danger begins. When something goes wrong in Formula One, it's not just a small mistake. It can be deadly. One wrong move, one mechanical failure, and everything can go from smooth to terrifying in a split second. That's why F1 is so dangerous, because the speeds are so high that there's almost no room to react. During a race, cars often reach over 350 kilometers per hour. That's faster than most airplanes at takeoff. If a driver loses control, there's no soft landing. There's only hard concrete, metal barriers, and sometimes flames. And history has proven how deadly it can be. Since Formula One began, over 50 drivers have lost their lives. The most heartbreaking example was Ayrton Senna, a 3-time world champion, who died during a race in 1994. He was one of the greatest drivers ever, and even he wasn't safe from the dangers of the track. It's not just crashes that are risky. There's also the stress on the body. Drivers wear tight seatbelts that need a second person just to strap them in. They wear fireproof suits, helmets with neck support, and even special gloves with sensors that track their heart rate and body data in real time. Why? So if anything goes wrong, the medical team knows immediately. Every second matters when things go wrong at that speed. But here's what's wild. Despite all this, people still race. Teams still spend millions. Fans still pack stadiums. And it's because F1 isn't just about risk. It's also about pushing limits. F1 cars are some of the most advanced machines in the world. The materials used, like carbon fiber, are super strong but incredibly light. These same materials are now used in luxury cars sold to regular people. So in a strange way, the dangers of F1 have led to safer cars for all of us. And it's not just materials. The technology inside these cars is mind-blowing, from hybrid engines to instant gear changes to aerodynamic shapes that look like something from a sci-fi movie. All of this is developed under intense pressure to go faster, to win more, and to stay alive. But not everyone wins. In fact, most teams don't. That's the hard truth. You can have a talented driver, but if your car isn't perfect, you're stuck in the back. This has led to a big debate in the F1 world. Is the sport more about the driver or the machine? Fans argue about this all the time. Some say the real skill is in the driver's hands. Others believe it's all about who builds the best car. And this has led to huge differences in how much drivers are paid. Some top drivers make $60 million a year. Others barely make $1 million. The gap is huge. But here's what really changes everything: money. In F1, more money often means more speed, and more speed means more risk. In 2022, to level the playing field a bit, a spending limit was introduced. Teams were only allowed to spend $140 million. The next year, it dropped to $135 million. This was meant to help smaller teams compete. But driver salaries don't count in that limit. So, while the car budget is capped, teams can still throw millions at top drivers. That's how someone like Max Verstappen can earn $60 million a year, while another driver on a weaker team might earn only $1 million. It's the same race, the same risks, but very different paychecks. Still, teams continue to invest. But why? Because Formula One isn't just about racing, it's a giant business machine. Brands like Ferrari, Aston Martin, and McLaren use F1 to promote their cars. The technology they develop on the track helps improve the cars they sell to the public. And the global attention? Priceless. Even with all the spending, profits are razor thin. In some years, top teams like Red Bull have made just a few $1 million in profit after spending hundreds of millions. For most, F1 isn't about making money fast. It's about prestige, exposure, and staying ahead in the automotive world. Now let's talk about how deadly serious this sport gets when money troubles hit. One example is Force India, a team that once showed real promise. Backed by Indian businessman Vijay Mallya, it had solid drivers and was improving every year. But in 2018, it collapsed under financial pressure. The team had only a few $100,000 in the bank but owed millions. Eventually, Canadian billionaire Lawrence Stroll bought the team. His son, Lance Stroll, became one of the drivers. The team was renamed multiple times, from Force India to Racing Point to eventually Aston Martin. But the fall of Force India was a harsh reminder. In F1, if you can't pay, you can't play. And yet, despite all the risks, the money games, and the pressure, people still dream of being part of it. Why? Because there's nothing else like Formula One. No other sport mixes danger, speed, science, and strategy like this. Over the years, critics have called F1 wasteful and polluting. Some say it's just rich people playing with cars. But change is happening. Formula E, the electric version of F1, is already here. And it's growing fast. By 2039, Formula One might merge with Formula E, racing into an all-electric future. But whether it runs on fuel or electricity, one thing will never change: the danger, the speed, and the thrill. That's what makes Formula One the world's most dangerous sport, and also the most addictive.